The girls discovered a secret room in the home and learned they were to be used as laboratory test subjects. The exact details of their purpose are revealed in the recap of the movie Level 16. We see the long corridors of the girls' home, which resemble a prison. Many teenage girls live there, including two friends. Vivian and Sophia sit in their bedroom, dreaming of the happy time when they will be adopted. It turns out they have spent their entire lives in the home and have never been outside. Years pass. Vivian has grown up and now strictly follows all rules, showing no emotion. In classroom lessons resembling group therapy sessions, the girls are taught restraint, patience, and good manners. Their mentor, Miss Brixel, appears before them. She is an elegant woman with long blonde hair. She shares joyful news. The girls are being promoted to level 16. It is their final year in the home, after which they will be adopted and join new families. Vivian and a few other girls move to a new section called Rose Hall, where they will finally have separate beds. Vivian reunites with her former friend Sophie. While Sophie is happy to see her again, Vivian looks at her with complete indifference, making it clear she has not forgiven her for the soap incident. After breakfast, Sophie finds Vivian in the bathroom and apologizes again. However, Vivian grabs her and demands she keep silent about their past. Miss Brixel then informs the girls that the home will soon be visited by sponsors who will choose new daughters. The event is so significant that the graduates will receive gifts, white lace dresses with their names embroidered on the waist. It is revealed that the girls cannot read their names, as no one ever taught them. They were fully trained for obedience, hard work, and most importantly skincare, but seemingly nothing else. The girls in the home are happy and eagerly anticipate meeting their new parents. Only Sophia seems deeply worried. She begs Vivian not to take the vitamins they have been given and consume daily. The girls stand in front of the camera, taking their blue capsules. Vivian decides to listen to Sophia and does not swallow hers, instead spitting it into the toilet. Once the signal sounds, Vivian lies down on her bed. She is surprised to see all the girls in the room fall into a deep sleep within seconds. Suddenly, Sophia appears and tries to tell Vivian the truth about what is happening there. The girls are being given sedatives, not vitamins, which is why they don't wake up until morning. Footsteps echo in the hallway. Sophia hides and asks Vivian to pretend she is asleep. Miss Brixel enters the room with two guards. She points to several sleeping girls, and the men carry them away. Among them is Vivian, who continues to feign sleep. The girls are taken to another room. Vivian opens her eyes and looks around. She doesn't understand where they have been brought or why. Terrified, she closes her eyes again. An older couple enters the room. Miss Brixel describes the beautiful skin of the sleeping girls. The woman hesitates, while the man pressures her to make a decision. The lady chooses another girl, Olivia, and asks her husband to pay for the service. Vivian is then taken back to her bed horrified. It becomes clear that the sponsors do not adopt the girls, but purchase them like goods on a market. The question remains, what will happen to them next? Sophia reappears and urges her friend to escape the home as soon as possible. She reveals that she has been avoiding the vitamins since level 13 and knows everything about what happens there at night. The home is extremely dangerous, but where could they run? They have always been told the outside air is toxic and unfit for life. Another strange event occurs during the day. The girls meet Dr. Moreau, who carefully examines each one of them. He smiles at Vivian, but she realizes she can't trust anyone there. At night, when all the girls fall asleep due to the sedatives, Vivian and Sophia discuss their escape plan. They need to obtain a pass card. Without it, they won't be able to leave the restricted area. Sophia suggests telling the other girls, but Vivian firmly refuses. Someone could easily betray them, and their plan would fail. During another meeting with Dr. Moreau, Vivian notices he treats her differently than the other girls. She decides to use this to her advantage and carefully observes how he uses his pass guard. Meanwhile, the strange events continue. One of the girls suddenly begins convulsing and collapses to the floor. Vivian helps her up and leads her to wash. It seems to be a reaction to a recent vaccine they received. The injection site is inflamed. The friends feel they have very little time left and must act quickly. During the next checkup with Dr. Moreau, Vivian stops pretending to be polite and obedient. She asks many questions, surprising the doctor with her behavior. He gives her an injection with a concentrated vitamin solution. Later, Sophia comes to Vivian. That night, she plans to steal a pass guard from one of the guards. He frequently checks the girls' bedrooms and touches them inappropriately. Sophia and Vivian discuss their plans so passionately that two other girls overhear them. They are shocked that the usually obedient Vivian is showing defiance and anger. They rush to the reporting office to inform Miss Brixel. The home's owner locks Vivian in a large cage and goes to speak with Dr. Moreau. It turns out they are a couple, and their entire business is illegal. The woman fears the police might discover the truth. She would prefer to keep the girls permanently sedated, but Dr. Moreau explains that it is both expensive and harmful to their health and skin condition. That night, Sophia prepares to escape. She makes a rope from the bed linens and waits for a guard. When he enters the bedroom and attempts to touch another girl, Sophia attacks him from behind, wrapping the rope around his neck. However, the guard is much stronger than the fragile girl and knocks her to the ground with a single blow. Sophia tries to escape, but the guard catches up to her. After another hit, she falls to the floor but notices a nearby iron. Grabbing it, she strikes the guard on the head, causing him to pass out. She takes his keycard and rushes to the cage where her friend is held. Unfortunately, she cannot open it in time, as the alarm triggers, forcing her to flee. Sophia promises Vivian that she will return to save her. A while later, Miss Brixel arrives and drags Vivian from the cage. All the girls are gathered in one of the rooms. Miss Brixel, Dr. Moreau, and a guard stand before them. Sophia is accused of committing a terrible crime and stealing an important item that no one can find. Until the stolen item is returned, one girl will be severely punished each day. Dr. Moreau selects the first victim, and the guards lead a crying girl into the hallway. Discipline in the home tightens further. Now, the girls take their pills under Miss Brixel's direct supervision. She closely monitors Vivian, forcing her to take the vitamins, which are actually sedatives. She informs Vivian that sponsors will collect her the next day. At night, Vivian tries to resist the sedative's effects by stabbing her hand with a sharp hairpin. In a semi-conscious state, she finds Sophia's card in her bed and attempts to unlock the main door. Unfortunately, the card has been deactivated. In desperation, Vivian stares at the door and decides to remove the hinges using the card as a makeshift tool. She succeeds and opens the door. Vivian steps into the hallway, struggling to reach the administrative section of the building. Meanwhile, Miss Brixel enters Dr. Moreau's office, searches his desk, and leaves her own keycard nearby. Vivian enters the office and demands to know where Sophia is being held. Miss Brixel replies that she locked Sophia in the basement and tries to inject Vivian with a sedative, but the girl fights back fiercely. In the struggle, Vivian manages to wrest the syringe away and injects Miss Brixel with the same sedative. Taking the keycard, Vivian heads toward the exit, seemingly prepared to escape without Sophia. However, she can't abandon her friend. She returns and frees Sophia, whose hands are tied. While searching for something to cut the restraints, the girls end up in a basement operating room, where they discover even darker secrets about the home. On the tables, they find a row of sealed packages. Disturbed, Vivian opens one of the sealed packages and discovers Ritana's body inside, the very girl who had been taken for punishment at Dr. Moreau's orders. Her face has been completely removed. Vivian and Sophia, horrified, realize that each bag contains the body of a girl they once knew, all missing their faces. Vivian wants to escape immediately, but Sophia insists on saving the other girls. Armed with scalpels, the two friends climb the stairs toward the entrance. Sophia pleads with Vivian to wait for her, explaining that she needs to correct a mistake she made in childhood. Sophia heads to the 16th floor, while Vivian watches a guard unlock a door to a floor she has never seen before. Curiosity gets the better of her, and she enters the room, which contains a massive screen on the wall. When she touches it, a promotional video begins to play. Dr. Moreau and Miss Brixel appear, advertising the services of the Vestalis Clinic. They promise rejuvenation treatments where clients can choose a beautiful new face. The donors are kept under the influence of synthetic substances, ensuring perfect DNA compatibility for seamless, painless face grafting. Vivian breaks down in tears, overwhelmed by horror and despair. Meanwhile, Sophia reveals the shocking truth to the other girls, but they refuse to believe her. Some even consider alerting the guards to return Sophia to her cell. At that moment, Vivian enters the room, dragging a bound Miss Brixel. Though the sedative is wearing off, Brixel still confesses to their crimes. The girls notice scars on her face, realizing she too has used stolen skin. The truth sinks in: they were never being rescued or prepared for a better life. They were raised like livestock, sold to clients for their skin. The girls lock Miss Brixel in a cell and rush to escape. However, when they attempt to open the main doors, an alarm blares. Chaos erupts as the girls scatter across the courtyard, pursued by armed guards. One guard attacks Vivian and Sophia, but the friends manage to push him from a great height. However, he injures Sophia before falling. Desperate, they barricade themselves in a small room. The guards refrain from shooting since the girl's skin must remain undamaged. Dr. Moreau arrives to negotiate. He claims their parents sold them to the home, and he had saved them, offering a normal life. He offers Vivian a deal: help him return all the girls, including Sophia, and he will guarantee Vivian's freedom. Vivian refuses to believe him. She demands to know the price of her face. Dr. Moreau admits he has spent 16 years perfecting her appearance. It is priceless to him, ruining its market value. She collapses, sobbing in pain and rage. Suddenly, Dr. Moreau contacts his superior. A gunshot echoes soon after, implying the higher authority has dealt with Moreau. At dawn, a Belarusian rescue team bursts into the room where Vivian and Sophia are hiding. The girls step outside into the rain, holding hands. For the first time, they see sunlight, weeping together in fragile relief. What other recaps would you like to see? Share your suggestions in the comments and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. You've been watching the Movie Quick Preview channel.